All right, folks, apologies for that. Something happened and our live stream software crashed. We're back. You missed about a minute. We're at a minute and 7 seconds left as the Bulldogs just put up a three-pointer. Folks, that was a beautiful shot. And Landon Gray bringing the ball back across. I'm trying to get my system set back to where I'm used to having it. Burton driving along the baseline, putting the shot up, missed it, tips it out to Rust. Rust puts it up, almost in. Gideon trying to get that rebound. The ball's, Bulldogs get it, keep it from going out. And 12 racing down to get it across the midcourt line. He does. Driving straight down, puts it out to 14. 14 up for a shot, missed it. Gideon Walker with a rebound. And Landon Gray bringing the ball back across with 24 seconds left on the clock. Over to Rust. Rust back out to Gray. Gray faking a three, driving down to the baseline, putting a shot up, and the ref says travel. And the score is 28-9 here in the venue. I'll fix that in a second. And Gray, sorry, I was checking the board. Gray puts the shot up, and it's good for two. That was a beautiful shot, folks. That'll be a highlight reel for Landon. All right, and there's a whistle. The ref and the coach are conversing. I think that was a foul on 12. We'll see what the scoreboard says here momentarily. Yep, that was a foul on 12. And it's 30-12 here in the venue. Landon Gray on the free throw line shooting for two while I try and get the scoreboard updated. First free throw's good. So it's 31-12. I'm still getting the scoreboard to update here.
They counted the two.
Apparently they're only giving him one of the two free throws there. All right, 25 bringing the ball across, trying for a buzzer beater, and the ceiling is too low for that. The venue scoreboard says 31-12, so let me update my scoreboard while we're down for just a moment. 31-12. There we go. Venue scoreboard matches mine now. Actually, mine matches the venue scoreboard. And it is now halftime as we take an 8-minute break. While we do that, I'm going to set up. Give me a moment, folks. I'm going to set up and get ready for another problem if we have one. All right. I think we're as ready as we're going to be in case we have a problem with the scoreboard again. All right, folks, we're back, and everything seems to be working okay at the moment. And it looks like Bulldogs number 50 is still here. He did not leave after Dr. Presley got done looking at him. I don't know if they're getting ready to leave. Not sure what his condition is, but he looks okay at the moment. He's probably going to get checked out at some point for a more official read on that. I don't know if that'll be while he's still here or once he gets home. So please, think about him. Keep him in your prayers. And the rest of the team as well. All right, folks, so let's bring up the bracket for the boys. It's still too early to call this game. And for some reason, my bracket is not populating on the screen there. Well, maybe not all my buttons are back. I'm not going to chance it. I don't want to mess up and have to reboot the entire system in the middle of the game now that I've had to restart it. So I'm going to quit. The reason you're not seeing the clock right now is we've got a spectator standing in front of that camera. And when the game starts up again, I'm confident they'll move. If not, I'll ask them to. But right now, it's not critical. We're about 5 minutes from second half action. Quick shout out to Coach Brian Gray over there on the bench with the rest of the players. He's wearing the gray shirt and the black hat, and he is carrying an iPad. He feeds our play-by-play action to the Game Changer app live during the game, and so if you've got the Game Changer app, you could follow along and see the play-by-play, everything that happens, and he's closer to the score table, and so it's easier for him to see the signals from the refs and hear what they're telling the scorers table. So his Game Changer app is probably much more accurate than what I can call from here. And also as a coach, he understands the game much better and sees the plays a lot better than I do. So I'm going to take a moment and go check the live stream on YouTube. All right, folks, I see number 50 up and walking under his own power. So just an update, he looks like he's going to be fine. I don't know if he's going to get back in the game or if he's going to just take a breather. But either way, glad to see that he's up and under his own power. All right. Good deal. I'm checking the YouTube broadcast, and it looks like we're still feeding to YouTube, and it appears acceptable. I was getting an error message here saying overload, and it says encoding overload, turn down video settings or use a faster. Yeah. Okay, we're going to let it run like that. It's not the quality broadcast that I'd like. I'm looking at the broadcast stats, and it's not as good as I'd like it. Looks like we're running 30 frames per second once in a while, most of the time, but it drops once in a while. And I think that's the YouTube here in the venue. I'm sorry, the Wi-Fi here in the venue. All right, number 50, visiting with the refs. I don't know if he's coming back to the game or not, but it's good to see that he's up and moving under his own free will and appears to be well enough to be walking around on it. All right, and Coach Burton over there at the scorer's table, appreciate him being here. He's our athletic director and the head coach for our basketball teams. And then, of course, behind the scorer's table, we've got Coach Brian Gray and Vanessa Gray. And Brian and Vanessa dealing with a new addition to their family. Vanessa is also our volleyball head coach, and she is a huge help with the basketball team, oftentimes running the score table and stats or helping out in that way. And she does a lot of our Facebook posting as well. In fact, Vanessa is the one that got me started on using AI recently for some of our graphics, such as the graphics on this page in front of the waterfall are all created using AI. Turned out pretty good, and I appreciate that. So it can be used for good. It can also be used for less than good, but that's what we're going to use it for, is for good. And so we are less than a minute from second half action. called you out. All right, time for second half action. Let's fix the period indicator on the scoreboard. That should change to third quarter here momentarily. Here we go. Knights players on the board at this time are Rust, Gray, Gardner, Burton, and Walker. That's Ben Walker. Gray bringing the ball down for the Knights. Over to Gardner. Gardner driving straight into the paint, puts it out to Rust. Rust going up and puts it up. That's a miss. And Ben Walker with a putback. Good for two, so the score is 33-12. My board should update. There it goes as 12 brings the ball in. 50 is back on the court. Good to see that, folks. All right, number one getting the pass from 5. Puts it out to 50. 50 stepping outside, putting up a three-point effort. Wow! Holy smokes. That's a rebound. That's a three-pointer for number 50. He came back with a vengeance. So it's 33-15. And I hit highlight for that three-pointer. And Knights pass it to Burton. Burton driving into the paint and puts a shot up. Missed it, got his own rebound, taking it out, gives it to Gardner. Driving right between the defenders, putting a shot up, drawing a foul. And my scoreboard still says 12. It should say another 3 for... Oop, I put that on the wrong side, folks. Let me fix that. That's going to take just a moment as Gardner going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. First free throw is a miss. 33-15 here in the venue. And there's the credit for that three-point that 50 did a while ago. That never made it on there. It's on there now. All right, 33-15 is what the venue says. And Gardner's second free throw is a miss. Tipped out by 18. Gardner picking it up, gives it to Gray. Passed it inside, intended for Walker. And a good-looking steal from 18 on the pass. Fast break, puts the shot up, missed. Gardner gets that rebound. He brings it down. Brings it across. And it's over to Gardner. Gardner cross court to Burton. Burton back to Gardner up top. Gardner to Gray on the far side. Inside, intended for Burton. And Gardner sends it back to save the backcourt. 12 picks it up, puts shot up. It's a assist by 1, but they missed. Burton ends up with the ball from Gardner, gives it to Gray to bring it back. Folks, that was a good effort for the Bulldogs. I'm going to hit highlight just for that. That was some fancy work there. Gray down to Gardner on the near side. Bounce pass into Walker, tipped up by 50. 18 picked it up, but stepped out of bounds with it. Burton brings it into Gardner. Gardner up to Gray. Gray back to Burton in the corner. And Burton in along the baseline, puts a shot up, missed it, and 18 cleared the board, gives it out to 12. 12 bringing it across. Driving straight down, putting it up, missed the shot. Gardner clearing the board. He's going to pass it out to Gray. Gray making that fast break. Slowing it up. He brings it across, lets everybody get set. Now over to Rust on the far side. Rust swinging it back up top, down to Burton, inside, out to Gray. And Gray along the baseline, puts shot up, missed it. Walker with a rebound. Walker going for the putback and missed it. Going for another putback and foul, I think, on 50. I'm not sure, though. Let's see if we can see what the ref says. 5-0, yep. That was a foul on the Bulldogs. Ben Walker going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. And that's the second foul for 50. Third foul for the team. And Walker, first free throw is a miss. Second free throw is good. So that's a point for the Knights, 34-15, as 18 brings the ball across. Jump shot just inside the arc. It's off the inside of the rim. 50 picks it up, puts it back up. It's across the rim. Burton clears that, gives it over to Gardner. Back to Gray to bring it down. Gray brings it across. It's over to Gardner on the far side. Gardner down to Burton. Burton with a three-point effort. Oh, close. Gardner with a putback, missed that. And Walker with another putback, missed it. 18 got it. He's passing it out to 12, making a fast break. He's going to slow it up on the far side. Puts up a three-point effort into the rafters, folks. I hate that because that really could have been a good shot if it weren't for the roof. And these players, they practice all season and play all season in taller gyms. It's a struggle to convert to that when you get here. Gray over to Burton on the far side. Burton up top to Gardner. Gardner down into the paint, pass it out to Gray. Gray cross court to Burton. Burton moving into the paint, puts shot up, missed it. Walker picks it up, goes for the putback, missed it. It's tipped out, and number one chased it down, making the fast break, puts it up, and 18, folks. Beautiful play for the Bulldogs there. That was good for 2 points as Gray brings the ball back across. And the Knights just put in a three-pointer. Scoreboard says 36. Apparently that was a two-pointer, folks. All right, 50. I was looking down at my screen. 50 put it up, missed the shot. Burton cleared the board. Gray making a fast break, driving all the way down to the paint, puts shot up, draws a foul. I think Gray's going to the free throw line, shooting for 2. That's on number 12, I believe. Yep. Looked like the ref was looking straight at, yep, that's the signal she's given. Foul on number 12. And the scoreboard says number 12, that's his 4th foul. Landon Gray lining up to shoot his first of 2 free throws. First shot was good. Now it's 37-17. Landon's second free throw is good. 38-17. And number 10 bringing the ball across. He's subbed in, I believe, for number 12. 10 back out to 18. 18 across to 25. Up to 10 for a three-point effort. And it's across the rim. Burton tips it up to Walker. 1 getting hands on. Ref says jump ball. Possession goes to Bulldogs. Number 1 bringing the ball in. Passes it up top to 50. 50 down to 10. 10 going for a 3. Missed it. And another player on the floor, but he's okay. I think he just slipped and fell. That was 1. He's running under his own power, so he's fine. Gardner brings it into Gray. Gray brings the ball across. Down to Burton on the far side, driving along the baseline. Putting the shot up from under the basket. Walker with her putback, missed it. 18 gets a rebound, making that fast break, and puts it up. And folks, it's good for 2. That's worth a replay for the Bulldogs. Gray brings the ball across. Over to Gardner. Gardner down to Gray in the corner. And Gray driving along, getting the screen, puts the shot up, missed it. Burton with a putback, good for 2. 40-19. 18 brings the ball into 10. 10 bringing it across. Getting around Gray. Passing it down to 1 under the basket. It's over the rim. 18 picks it up. Puts it back, and that's good for 2. Folks, the Bulldogs are back to play. 3 bringing the ball across. 40-21 at the moment in the venue. Gray into Burton. Burton putting it up. It's off the rim and out of bounds off the Bulldogs. White ball under the basket. it was looking pretty favorable for the Knights, and it still is, but the Bulldogs have absolutely decided they're going to make a game out of this. Rust bringing the ball in. He's going to pass it into Gray. Gray taking the screen, steps in, puts it up. It's over the rim, and there's a whistle. We'll see what the ref says, maybe on 33. I think that's a signal he's given. Hard to see from the side. Scoreboard says, yep, 32. So the Bulldogs bringing the ball in. 3 fouls for the Knights and 3 fouls for the Bulldogs, 1 for the Knights. 10 brings the ball across over to 18. 18 down to 25. 25 up for a three-point effort. Missed it. Burton cleared the board. Giving it to Gray to slow it up and bring it across. Landon Gray over to Gardner in the corner. Gardner back up top to Rust. Over to Gray on the far side. And Gray down to the corner. Driving into the paint. Loose ball on the floor. 18 picks it up. Make it a fast break. Bounce pass to 10. He puts it up for an easy layup, folks. That's good offense for the Bulldogs there. Gray bringing it back across to Rust. Rust over to Gray up top. Gray swinging it around the far side. Gives it to Rust. And Rust stepping in, putting it up. Missed the shot, but Walker going for the rebound, and it's out of bounds off of. Ref says, yep, Blues ball. 18 brings it into 10. 10 bringing it across. Oh, Gray picking up the loose ball, and 18 chased it down. He got it, brings it back. Gray's catching up to him. Out to 50. 50 puts up a three-pointer. Wow, folks. I got to say, that was a beautiful three-pointer. Credit where credit is due. I hit highlight reel on that for the Bulldogs. Gray over to Burton. Burton drives into the paint, puts the ball in, and ref says out of bounds. Sorry, I missed that with the camera, but I think the ball was out, the player wasn't. All right, Gardner brings it into Gray. Gray going up for three. It's across the rim. Rust clearing the board on that. He's going to drive it out. Gives it to Gardner. Gardner to Gray. Gray driving down, trying to pass it into Walker. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, and missed it. 50 with the rebound on that. Make it a fast break. He's got one defender in front of him. Puts it up, and folks, that's an easy-looking layup. Another highlight for the Bulldogs. Landon Gray bringing the ball back. It's 40-28. 10 seconds left. Burton putting up a two-point effort. 2 points for the Knights, 42-28. And the Bulldogs bring it in, trying to make that buzzer beater. Folks, this roof is too low. He didn't hit the roof, but he couldn't get it hard enough. So that's the end of the third quarter. It's 42-28. The Bulldogs have absolutely built up some momentum here. It's still anybody's game. The Knights have a decent lead, but not enough to get comfortable with, folks. Exciting action here at the Missouri Christian School Athletic Association State Championship. Thank you for tuning in to PCCS TV. So looking at the bracket, I know I mentioned this earlier, but just to recap, the winner of this game tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock at Elevate the Game. The loser on this game tomorrow morning at 8:30, right back here, Youth Activities Center on Court 2, this same court. And if that's us, we'll try and get the same seat. And we'll have a full restart on the entire studio, wherever we're at. Although if we're we won't be back here tomorrow morning if it's 8:30 for the Knights, because we're going to be at the girls' game at 10 o'clock. All right, Ledger Rust brings the ball into Landon Gray. 8 minutes left on the clock as we start fourth quarter action. Gray over to Rust. Rust swinging it up, gives it to Gardner up top. Gardner across to Gray. Gray inside to Gardner, turns around for a jump shot. Oh, close. Burton with a putback, missed it. Walker with another putback, and that's good for 2. So it's 44-28. Waiting for my scoreboard to update. There it goes. It did. 50. Getting the pass from 10 back over to 10. Stepping down, passing it back up. Gray with a steal there. That's a beautiful steal. Gray passed it off because he took a step. Gets it back to bring it across, saving the travel. Gray working over to the other side. Down to Gardner on the sideline. Gardner driving into the elbow. Passing it to 42. One with a steal. Making a fast break. Puts it up. Missed the shot. Gardner with a beautiful rebound, folks. Long pass to Burton. Burton to Gray. Gray trying to put the shot up. Gives it over to Walker. Walker from under the basket. Missed the shot, and it goes out to 10. And there's a foul. I think that's on the Knights. We'll see what the ref says. I think on Gardner. Checking the scoreboard. They got the signal. They'll put it up there momentarily. Bulldogs bringing the ball in from the sideline at the score table. 18 brings it into 12. And that foul was on. Well, it disappeared pretty quick. 50 going for a three-point effort. It's off the backboard, and they put it back up. Missed it. One with a rebound. Gives it out to 18. Steps up. Missed that shot. Walker gets that rebound. Gives it to Gray. Yeah, that foul was on number 10, Gardner, Alden Gardner. All right, and Landon Gray bringing the ball back across. That's the first team foul for the Knights this quarter. Over to Gardner on this side. Cross court to Rust. Rust down to Gray. And there's a whistle. I couldn't see what was going on, but there's a ref down there that could. We'll see what that signal is. Blues ball. Apparently it was a jump ball. 44-28 is the venue scoreboard. Exciting action here, folks. Still anybody's game. These Bulldogs have shown this second half. They want it, and they want it bad. 12 down to 50. No, 25 going for a three-point shot, and it's tipped out by Burton, trying to get that missed shot and keep possession. 10 bringing the ball in for the Bulldogs up to 50 up top. 50 turns around, drives into the paint, puts a shot up from the elbow. Missed that, and it's out. Off White. All right, 18 bringing the ball in for the Bulldogs. Sending it way up top to 50. 50 up top to, that's 12 with a three-point effort. Missed it, and 25 tried to touch it back. Burton ends up with a missed shot. Gets a rebound, gives it to Gray to slow it up and bring it across. Gray down to Rust on the near side. Rust across to Gardner. Gardner inside to Burton. Back to Rust. Rust going for a shot. And first basket for Rust this game. Good for 2. It's 46-28. Love to see that. And Landon Gray with a steal. Put it up. And another steal. Draws a foul. I think Landon was hoping for the foul on that. All right, folks, 46-28. One foul for each team. Landon Gray, first free throw is good. 47-28. Second free throw is good. 48-28. 5 brings the ball into 12. 12's going to bring it across. Down to 50. 50 back to 12. Down to 10 in the corner, going for a long 2. Missed it. Walker. Nope, Burton getting the rebound. Gives it to Gray. Gray bringing it across. Down to Burton. Burton driving inside to the paint, putting the shot up, and it's good for 2. 50-28. 12 brings the ball across for the Bulldogs. Over to 25 in the corner. Straight up for a 2-point effort. Missed it. But 10 going for the putback. Passes it out to 50. 50 putting a shot up. Missed it. Gardner with that rebound. He wasn't messing around with it either. Gives it to Gray to bring it across. Gray's going to slow it up. They know the clock is on their side. Pass it inside to Burton. Outside to Gardner. Gardner back up top to Gray. And there's a whistle, lane violation. One of the Knights in the lane too long. I don't know who it was. And number 5 bringing the ball into 12 for the Bulldogs. 12 is going to bring it across. Folks, I've said it before, but I've seen nothing but good sportsmanship this whole game, and that's what we love. Good action, good sportsmanship, and good basketball. That's why we're here. All right, Bulldogs put a shot up, missed it. Gray gets it. He's going to bring it back across as we close in on 4 minutes left in regulation play. Burton driving along the baseline, no shot, puts it out to Gray. Gray, no three-point shot, gives it to Rust on the near side. Rust swinging it up top. He's going to work it back down, passes it out to Gardner. Gardner coming down into the paint, putting the shot up. Look at that. Alden Gardner, 2-pointer. This is Alden's first appearance. Well, this year is his first time at the state tournament that I'm aware of. He's making a good showing. And number 12 over to 5 on the far side. 5 passing it down to 10. It was tipped, but 10 keeps it and traveled. He was losing his balance, hit another player by accident, ended up getting called for travel, and it's Gardner bringing the ball into Gray. Scores 52-28. Gray brings the ball across. Over to Gardner on the near side, stepping in for a jump shot. Another 2 points for Alden Gardner. Folks, that's a beautiful showing. I think they let number 5 carry the ball in from the baseline. All right, 12's got the ball, passing it. Ledger Rust with a steal on the pass, gives it to Gray. Gray bringing it across. Gray over to Burton on the far side, driving along the baseline, passing it out to Rust. Rust putting the shot up. That's a miss, and 12 cleared the rebound. 12's bringing it back across. Cross court to 10. 10 puts the shot up, missed it. Gardner with a rebound, gives it to Gray. Gray bringing the ball back down. Over to Rust on the far side. He's swinging it up top to Gardner. Gardner to Burton. Gray on the near side, inside to Burton. Went to put the shot up, losing his balance. Couldn't get the shot to the basket. And the Bulldogs pick it up. 12 bringing it across. 2 minutes left. 12 driving down, puts it over to 10. Gardner's right there. Passes it up to 50, turns around with a three-point effort. Oh, close. He's been on it tonight with the threes. That's a miss. They put it back up for a 2. Gardner got the rebound on that missed shot. It's still 54-28 as Gray brings the ball back across. They're under 2 minutes. Gray over to Gardner on the near side. He's driving down to the corner, gives it to Gray. And timeout, Coach Burton. 30-second timeout, folks, with 1:42 left in regulation play. At this point, I think the Bulldogs are going to be hard-pressed, even if they start really hitting those threes to make up that deficit. But it's possible. Well, I think Coach may be thinking the same thing. He's putting in some younger players. So we got Phoenix Russell, Zach Collins, Tyler Anderson, Gideon Walker, and Miles Ankrum on the court, getting some time for their first appearance at the state tournament. Gideon may have been out on the court before for the state. I'm not sure. Gideon and Tyler possibly. All right, Bulldogs are coming out.
Go, boys.
1:42 left as Miles Ankrum brings the ball in, puts it into Walker. Walker turns around, can't get the shot off, passed it out to Russell. Russell swinging it around. Russell's got Miles behind him. He was looking for Miles, found him. Miles swinging it back over, gives it to Collins. Collins, I think he's going to try and get it into Walker. Out to Russell. Russell back up top. Over to Miles. And Miles has the ball tipped out. Gives it to Russell. Russell has the ball tipped. Gives it to Miles. Miles getting through the defenders. Puts it up. Miles Ankrum. First two-pointer for the championship tournament. And Miles trying to steal the ball on the inbound. Wow. Over to 22 on the far side. Puts it up. Missed the shot. Gideon Walker with a rebound. I can't see what's going on, and that's okay. Phoenix Russell ends up with a loose ball off the floor, and he's driving all the way down. Passed it out to Ankrum. Ankrum puts a shot up. Missed it. 50 with the rebound, folks. And there's a whistle. Foul. Probably on the Knights, I believe. We'll see what the ref says. I think that might have been on 20. No, it was on 12. That's on Phoenix Russell. That's his first foul at the state tournament. Good to see. He's still got 4 left. All right. Bulldogs slow rolling the ball, and ball's out of bounds off the Bulldogs, I think, on the sideline. That was Phoenix Russell providing the defense there. So the ball is going back to the baseline, I think. Nope. It's going to the sideline. Knights are going to bring the ball in. 26 seconds left, folks. Collins brings it in to Ankrum. Ankrum to Russell. Russell, I think ref says backcourt violation. Not quite sure about that. Yep, looks like it. Not arguing it, folks. He had some heavy defense there. 15.7 seconds left. 56-28 on the venue scoreboard. 50 bringing the ball in for the Bulldogs. Down and stolen by Ankrum. Wow, what a beautiful steal. Ankrum passing it to Walker. Walker puts it up. Holy smokes, folks. A beautiful shot from Gideon Walker as the Bulldogs make that fast break, put it up, and that's the buzzer. Final score, folks, 58-28. That's the venue scoreboard. And that's the final for the Polk County Christian School Knights versus Outreach Bulldogs. What a great show, folks. The Bulldogs absolutely did not give up. They came out on fire that second half, and they wanted to win it. All right, folks, thank you for tuning in to PCCS TV. So we will see you tomorrow for the 1 o'clock game, and I think we should be able to be live at the 1 o'clock game at Elevate the Game. The Knights are in it for third place. This will be their first time. The high school boys from Polk County Christian School are competing to place at the state championship, and we are beyond excited. Thank you for watching PCCS TV. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.
This broadcast is copyright Polk County Christian School, 2490 West Tower Drive, Bolivar, Missouri. Stop by our school to see what we are doing to provide a Christian education